Cloris Leachman never gave me anything America. I'm Zach Nanimus.
This here's Johnny Dim.
And you are in the WarPod episode 117. 117, which does not include the game show special from Comic Palooza, to be published later this year. Because that's
I haven't even opened it yet.
Either we do it live or it doesn't get to you.
Most likely won't.
One or the other. No, we'll do it. We'll definitely do it.
I'll make it. No,
I'm proud of this one.
No, I'll make it work.
Okay, but this, of course, is coming off of our participation with Comic Palooza as part of the Comic Palooza podcasting program. We're flying high on the coattails of something that's no longer a thing.
Well, it's over, yeah.
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 You know what makes me sad? The saddest thing about all this?
I got it.
What?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, no!
Do I have a boogie?
Your mom? No, your mom says you have her cold.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, you know what makes me the saddest thing about this whole con season?
What?
There's no second con. There used to be a second con. That was Space City Con.
Well, yeah, if they had better people managing it, it would still be going.
I'm glad. And for those of you who don't know, what happened with Space City Con was just terrible mismanagement and like true skullduggery. Like, they were charging people for things that they had no intention of making good on and inviting celebrity guests and then not paying them. So the celebrity guests left. And to their credit, a lot of the Sons of Anarchy guys...
They came back.
This was 2 years ago now?
Yeah, I think so.
2 years ago, Space City Con was just like, yeah, we don't actually have the money for you. Actually, no, they didn't tell them. One of the Sons of Anarchy cashed his check,
because he was suspicious.
Yeah, and it bounced,
yeah.
And then they all started checking in, like, there's no money here,
yeah.
And a lot of people just started leaving, and a few of the core members of the Sons of Anarchy were just like, our fans are here to see us,
right.
So we should stick it out.
Right.
I guess that's probably an advantage that you have when your show is going on, or is still really popular.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what was going on at the time.
Yeah, they were super popular at the time. That may have been 3 years ago, man.
Yeah, because Sons of Anarchy stopped.
Yeah, a while back.
Was it any good?
I've never watched an episode.
I've watched a couple of episodes.
It doesn't seem like my kind of show. So.
But it's all about rock and roll and Katie Seagal.
Cool.
You don't like Katie Seagal?
I don't know who that is.
She's Peg Bundy.
Yeah, not a huge fan.
No? She's Leela from Futurama.
I don't like Futurama.
Why?
I don't.
Why?
I just never have. I've never gotten into it.
That's lame.
I know.
All right.
Sorry.
But no, okay. I'm not upset that Space City's gone. I'm upset that nobody took up the time slot. Like, there's room for another convention.
I think 1 year we had 3. Because there was another one that was like an out of state con that came in. It was a smaller one. They were in the convention center, the same convention center, but they only took like one hall. It was really small. You didn't go to that one.
No. Do we have a lot of headroom?
Yeah.
Should we fix it?
I guess. Oh man. Let's see.
Oh, you're just gonna lower the frame?
No, I can make us bigger.
Okay.
I can make us big boys.
Okay, that looks better. Although it does lower our resolution.
Slightly.
All right. We're just going to have to start going to Anime Matsuri.
Is that the one that also has some weird stuff going on?
I mean,
there's one with
it's
the
called
owner.
Anime Matsuri, so yes.
No, the owner was like a creeper or something. I don't want to put that out on that. I think it was that one, but I'm not 100% sure. Just go Google it before you go. I don't want to be responsible for people not going to the anime con. Yeah, we have a lot of topics to get to. I'm like trying to just.
I feel like we're halfway done.
No, we're not even close. And you know what's really got me antsy? Is that I bought something I haven't opened yet.
What? Oh, you know what?
Batman grab bag.
We're talking about cons. You picked up the Batman grab bag.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do your unboxing.
We're
we'll
gonna
talk
do
about
unboxing!
some of this nonsense later.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was this marketed to you as?
This guy. Okay, so a few years ago, what's
besides Chubby B Batman? That's a big B on that bat.
It's a big B. So the thing was that happened a few years ago. What seemed to get really popular at cons is people doing these mystery boxes, and it's a really good way for people who own a lot of stuff
A lot of
to
crap.
get rid of it. So there's a guy who basically only does these, but these are like this is not even the big one. Our booth was right next to the guy that usually sells a lot of them.
You realize that we do the same thing, right?
That we package our stuff and
With our game show?
oh,
Nobody
yeah.
would, if they knew the prize ahead of time, nobody would have entered.
No, but at least there's like you have fun doing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so this guy's booth, most of his mystery boxes are just like this. There's plain, boring white boxes. A lot of them are actually.
It's referred to as a donut box.
He also has Chinese to-go boxes, like with I'm serious, like little Chinese food containers with the metal loop around the top. A lot of his were just that.
Why do the Chinese have to go?
They don't have to go.
You said the Chinese to go. These Chinese to go boxes.
Yeah, you put them in there and you ship them off.
All right.
Ooh. I'm opening this. I'm so excited.
Do you want a knife?
This is no, absolutely not. So this was a $20 deal.
All right.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
So they weren't specific about
No.
what was going to be in here at all.
Just Batman.
Just Batman.
Just Batman.
All right.
So he got me a used. You guys left the price tag on.
He paid $10 for that loose, covered in animal hair.
Yeah.
It is coated. Oh, good gravy. That is filthy.
2 kicking action Batman.
This is a McDonald's toy. That's how you know.
He may have put these price tags on after the fact to make it look like my value is a lot more than when that is covered in animal hair. You're
I
right.
told you. And human. That might be mine. That looks like mine.
Okay, so this is kind of cool. Kind of?
What?
Not really.
I mean, it's bent.
It's a lead figurine.
Lead.
So I'm not going to open this. But this is Batwoman. Looks like a superhero collection, hand-painted official collector's edition, cast in lead. Oh my. I don't know if that's good or not. It's a thing in there. This Batwoman. Okay, and then a bunch of comics nobody wants. I'm sure of it. Batman and the Monster Men is one of them.
That's kind of cool.
And then there's a. What is this? We were just talking about this piece of shit. This is the
Batman.
The Batman. We were talking about this off camera when they brought out that show, The Batman, because that's what Matt Reeves' new Batman movie is going to be called. We'll be getting to that in a minute with Robert Pattinson. As the
Lead
Batman.
figure. This collectible item is not designed or intended for play by children under 14. Do not dispose of it in domestic waste.
Oh boy.
You can't even throw it away.
I can't throw it away.
You have to go to the same place. You have to go to AutoZone.
Okay, I like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So these are some more, yeah. So I don't even, they gave me trash I can't throw away. This is Batman Beyond Universe, issue number 4.
This is my favorite. Wash your hands after touching this product.
I'm not going to touch it.
I mean-
We're going to keep it in that bag. Okay, so 2 Batman 66. Issue 5 and 20. I don't like, one thing I hate about comics?
What?
Unless it's a very specific collector's edition issue, I don't like having just loose comics that are just from something. I like having them in so I can read them as a story.
Like a trade paperback.
Yeah. Loose comics I usually only want if there's a particular story arc
Oh yeah.
that I really want to read.
Well, that's one thing. I recently got into Aspen Comics, and they're kind of like Red 5, where they do everything with where if they're gonna start a new story, that's just the number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's cool. This right here is my favorite thing in the whole world.
So I think I was right. This guy was kind of like the rip-off version of.
Yeah. This is very clear.
Very tier 2.
This is
or
a
3
Burger King toy.
Yeah.
Although
don't be throwing too much shade. We gave away a McDonald's toy at Comicpalooza.
it was
still new.
It was
in the package.
It was an Endgame toy.
It was.
Yeah.
Which is a lot more trendy right now.
And very very kid friendly.
Topic 2.
Topic 2.
Unless you want to do the $10 challenge real quick.
Yeah, let's do. Okay, so you're gonna have to open up an email I sent you
Yes.
and hopefully project it behind us in real, because there's a photo in there.
Oh boy.
Because mine's a photo.
Yours is a photo?
Mine's a photo.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this party started. So tell them about the $10 challenge while I'm trying to get this going.
Johnny had this idea like late on Sunday.
Yeah.
He was like, "Okay, how about this? We'll try to find the best thing for $10 or less."
And compare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whoever got the best thing won. And Johnny went out and bought something.
Yeah.
And I went out and did something.
Oh, you didn't even buy anything?
I had to purchase this.
Oh boy. Okay.
It cost me $2.
Okay. I'm trying not to look because I need to get this. I need to switch screens real quick. Okay. I gotta put.
You sure you want to put your personal email suite?
You want me just to save the picture?
Yeah, just save the picture. I just did, like, if you're comfortable with that, if you got
No,
you
but
got
I
no
haven't
secrets.
You know, just in case. Just in case.
Yeah.
I will save the image.
Oh.
We'll put it in the episode 17 stuff.
In case you're meeting with your Make America Great Again Google Hangouts group.
Yeah, which is important.
So
to me.
trendy right now.
Yeah.
That is okay.
No, it is.
Love it or hate it, it's trending.
Oh, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah. Now you're looking at it. Now you're looking at the picture.
Hold on. I'm doing it now. I'm switching over and making this.
And suddenly, there he is.
Oh boy. Okay.
So lean over so the people at home can see.
Okay.
And let me put our singular mic between us. So that is your old pal Zach Nanimus.
Yeah.
Standing there with an infinity gauntlet.
You're standing there with an infinity gauntlet.
Yes, and if you'll notice, my hand is postured in such a way that I and you at home can edit in anything you want into my hand for the very special Zach Nanimus holding stuff with the Infinity Gauntlet Challenge! That's right. It's going to be a Twitter contest. Who can put the coolest thing in my hand? Coolest or funniest?
That's your $10 challenge?
That's my $10 challenge.
Oh my god, I really thought you were going to be at least a little more clever than that.
What are you talking about?
This is just nothing.
No,
Nothing.
it's a Twitter contest for the fans, for everybody
for the fans
to
All right.
participate in.
All right, guys, let's see if you can make this worth $10.
It doesn't have to be worth $10. It's also cool that it only cost me $2.
How did it cost you $2? Did you buy that?
No, I bought a picture with it.
What?
It costs money to take a picture with that glove.
They were charging people to take pictures with that glove?
$2.
All right, that's weird.
What?
I just find that weird.
Well, actually, it was. You could have taken pictures with anything.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so they
They had a
had
bunch of props out there.
they had Captain America's shield.
I
They
see
had
that in the background.
yeah, they had the Infinity Gauntlet, and Loki's scepter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What did you get? Is this it? Am I looking at it already?
Nope. That I picked up yesterday from the comic book store. Mine is right here. Mine is, I was talking about buying comics when they're in a individual comics when they're part of a series. You can actually read a story between them.
Uh-huh.
This is a comic from Harbinger. It's a Harbinger comic from Valiant
that?
Comics. Harbinger, and the reason I picked this one in particular, for one, this cover is a straight-up rip-off of Batman Returns.
Uh-huh.
Dark Knight Returns, sorry. And I was super curious why that was. I haven't figured it out yet.
Okay.
I haven't read it yet. I really wanted to read it. But Harbinger is supposed to be, I believe it's Sony, I think, is putting out a Harbinger movie, so you can get familiar with the character for less than $10. You got all these comics right here.
Yes, those appear to be early '90s comic books.
Right. So I thought that was a good value.
This one was airbrushed.
Yeah. Cool. That's what I got.
Okay. I don't know what the fans are supposed to get out of that.
What, the fans?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm
You
going
are-
there.
You are going there. Okay. Well, they get nothing. They get nothing.
Get nothing.
So
that's the $10 challenge. You be the judge.
hashtag $10 challenge.
Warlock's $10 challenge.
Is it Warlock's $10 challenge or $10 challenge?
Warlock's $10 challenge.
Okay. Warlock's.
You'll have to imagine that.
I could type it up there real quick, but it wouldn't look very good.
No, it wouldn't. Hashtag Warlock's $10 challenge.
And you tell us who won. You said Johnny won, or Johnny won, or Zach won.
Yes. Now, if you think I won, and you have the know-how because
He's got
editing,
homework for you. He's got more work for you to do.
because the editing software is free. If you have the know-how, go ahead and edit a little something into the Infinity Gauntlet. I look sleepy in that picture.
A little bit. It was the last day of the con. Yeah, we were exhausted.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that was the $10 challenge.
That was the $10 challenge.
So
Now we're talking about Endgame real
now
quick.
we're talking about Endgame again.
Again.
We're sure we don't want to do something a little bit more topical in the front, because we're
We're
going
talk
to
about Robert Pattinson Batman.
Robert Patty Batty.
Yeah, Robert Patty Batty.
That's what all the kids are saying.
Yeah, hashtag Patty Batty.
I like that. All right. So hashtag Patty Batty.
Uh-huh.
This may have been just like one fan being like, "This is the way it ought to be." I don't know, but what I saw was Robert Pattinson right next to a picture of Michael Keaton now, and it was like Batman Beyond.
Oh yeah, that was probably just wishful. Yeah,
That was wishful thinking.
yeah.
Okay, so
I think a lot of people have been talking about that with Michael Keaton recently.
So what it is just we're gonna make Robert Pattinson Batman.
He's the new Batman, the Batman.
Wait, he is the new Batman. We're certain.
I think or damn near official. And the reason I say that is because I see
We are absolutely
almost there.
Yes.
And the reason I'm not saying it's official because I didn't read an official source, but I've seen
Okay, take this thing from me. I'm playing with too much.
many different news sources are all basically saying that Batman is now Robert Pattinson for the new Matt Reeves directed and written, I believe, Batman.
Who's Matt Reeves?
He did War of the Planet of the Apes. He directed and wrote.
Was that the recent good one?
Well, the series is It's a 3-movie series.
Yeah, but like 2 of them are bad in that same series.
I thought most people liked them, but no, he did the good one.
He did the good one.
I think that's how. If there is a good one, he did the good one. But he also wrote, I think, another one, and then he also has done. I was looking at this yesterday. He doesn't have like a super long history, but he's directed and wrote a lot of different stuff.
Did he write Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
He did not.
Did he write John Wick 3?
He did not.
Did he
Known
write
for Let Me In. He wrote that.
Uh-huh.
He was writer of War of the Planet of the Apes, and he directed Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
And he
did Cloverfield was his big breakout.
And he
directed Cloverfield.
He produced Something's Gotta Give. Because this person is Keanu Reeves, just lying to us.
That's not. I don't think that can be confirmed.
Hold on, wait a second. First I was like, stupid Mouse Guard. That must be some stupid movie that he made like early in his career.
That has not been made yet.
No.
It's coming after the Batman.
Yeah, but Mouse Guard is like I think it started as a webcomic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like, hey, it's just badass mice webcomic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not mad about that.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think of Patty Batty?
I think it's an excellent choice. I really do.
Based on what?
I've seen some stuff that he's done since Twilight, and
I've seen nothing he's done since Twilight.
Well, he's done a lot of art house stuff, and then he did. He's doing this sci-fi movie that I really want to see, which is called
Twilight 7.
Yeah.
This time, we're actually going to talk about the sunset rather than making a lot of allusions to the night. Because apparently everybody forgot what Twilight is.
Right.
High Life?
Yeah, High Life.
This guy can't make a movie that's over 2 syllables.
Hold on, I saw a long one here. It's the souvenir. Souvenir. Is that souvenir? Is that how you spell souvenir?
I don't know where you're looking. I don't see it. Yeah, that's Souvenir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looks way too fancy.
The Sauvignon.
The Sauvignon. Part 2. An Untitled Christopher Nolan project.
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah.
An Untitled Christopher Nolan project.
That
coming this Christmas.
That has got my interest because that is someone I definitely respect.
Doesn't he make a lot of dumb movies about space now?
Christopher Nolan?
Yeah.
He made one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also made
Dunkirk.
He also made The Dark Knight Rises.
He made that one.
Which was really bad.
It wasn't that bad.
I literally almost walked out of the theater. I'm not exaggerating even a little bit.
It's my least favorite of his Batman movies, but he also made my favorite Batman movie. So let's calm down.
He made Batman 66?
Maybe The Dark Knight.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was about to say he would have been a baby.
He would have. Okay, what is your thoughts on Robert Pattinson? Because my whole thing about this is that people when they heard the news, and this is the reason we're talking about it, is because on Twitter everyone just erupted and they're like, "This is terrible. I hate Batman. I hate Matt Reeves. I hate everything."
Just because of Twilight?
Just because I'm an actor from Twilight, which was 10 years ago at least. People were upset about it.
Also,
but this guy is a great actor.
He didn't make Twilight what it is. He didn't even like Twilight.
He said that.
Yeah.
He is quoted as saying he doesn't like Twilight.
It's not like some big fan that was like, oh, I have to get in on this movie. He was like, I'd like to be paid a lot of money to be an actor.
Right, and
which is fair.
Right, exactly. And since then, he's done, his actions since then have kind of reflected that because he's done nothing but lesser known movies where he can actually go and just do... Excuse me. What he likes to do, which is act really well.
As a cinematic feature, I actually find Batman to be kind of a boring character.
Sure.
It's difficult to do him. It's difficult to do him well without making him boring. And so, as far as Robert Pattinson is concerned, he's a fine choice.
Sure.
Like the best Batman, and I know this is a little cliche now, is Adam West, just because he has a character. If you want to talk about like the characters through the other Batmen, first off, in the suit, he's either useless or a stuntman,
right.
One or the other. So you have to look at the Bruce Waynes.
Right.
And so let's look at everybody but Adam West. So then we're going to Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was like literally just Mr. Mom, just with worse writing.
Yeah.
Or just not as funny.
He was just a popular actor at the time.
Yeah.
But people at the time, when he was slated for that movie, people did not like it. They reacted just like they did with this.
It would have been like casting Tom Hanks.
Right.
He's just a funny guy.
Exactly.
That scene where the Joker kidnaps Vicky Vale and he's there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts." That had something to it, and it was smart.
That's messed up.
What?
Your mom's watching. She said you won the $10 challenge.
Ah!
That's biased.
Eat it.
I've ever seen it. All right. Next.
All right.
Go ahead.
So
you're talking about him.
Okay, so not bad.
Yeah.
No, one really good scene.
Val Kilmer.
Useless and I love Batman Forever. I love
Val Kilmer, but he's not the best Batman.
Useless and sometimes just mispronounces stuff.
Yeah. He's an odd duck. I will say this about Val Kilmer.
We have to get you out of those clothes and into a black dress. Tell me, doctor, do you like the circus? Like he's like he literally has a little lisp. And, like, they just leave it in.
Okay. George Clooney.
George Clooney was just George Clooney.
He was George Clooney.
Didn't feel like Batman. Didn't feel like Bruce Wayne at all.
No. He's almost, I think he's too attractive, to be honest. He's too attractive to be playing that character, in my view.
He was too old to be playing the character at the time.
That's true.
He was like a 45 when he was Batman.
Yeah. Is Christian Bale next? Or is there another one that I'm missing? I think Christian Bale's next.
Raul Julia. Oh my God. I just made myself sad. I was like, we've got to get Raul Julia to play the Joker.
Oh, that dead guy?
Yeah. That hit me. I can't believe we missed out on that. Oh boy.
All right.
But Christian Bale.
Christian Bale for that Batman that they were going for, I think, was damn near perfect.
As perfect as a boring character can be.
No, I think he did it very well. I can't say anything bad about him as Batman. I think he did exactly what he needed to be in a Christopher Nolan Batman movie.
Okay, this goes. Okay, we have to dial it back.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, the best Batman, and may never be topped, because we're skipping Batfleck.
Why?
Huh?
He was fine.
Well, yeah.
He was actually a pretty good Bruce Wayne.
He was by the numbers.
He was what Bruce Wayne is. He was a very calculating individual.
He was crazy illogical.
Okay, next.
Okay, the best one will always be Kevin Conroy.
Yes.
Yeah, and the thing is that he plays a good Bruce Wayne has to be able to play the dichotomy of Batman.
Right.
And that's I am a soldier, possibly the head of the spear in an endless war on crime in my city.
Yeah.
But I have to pretend to be a lazy, selfish, narcissistic playboy by day. And Kevin Conroy did both of those things with grace.
I don't know if he'd call this an advantage or not, because of course he does have you have to distinguish the two, because he's only doing voice acting. But I don't know.
He also is in a series, which allows you to highlight the different facets of Batman much better.
He had a lot of time with the character. But also, like I said, I don't know if that's an advantage or not, because I think it's harder sometimes to be a good voice actor, because you're doing all your emoting through your voice, and you have to match what's actions you're not necessarily doing. But anyway, I think that makes it. He was the perfect fit for that Batman. I don't know. You're definitely right that he is the best Batman.
When I started writing my Batman my Batman Beyond screenplay, the first thing I made sure to do was establish there's going to be internal monologue.
Sure.
Because and it was always Kevin Conroy in my head. It was always Kevin Conroy was talking to himself and doing a commentation, strategizing, stuff like that. Because the story of Batman Beyond starts with Bruce Wayne as Batman.
Yeah.
And then after Terry becomes Batman, it's still Kevin in his head. It's still Batman talking to him.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so now we're back here with Robert Pattinson. We just looked at all the different Batmans throughout history.
I mean, we skipped the Batman.
For good reason.
All right.
That's what we were talking about before we started the show, is that we both didn't like that show.
Yeah.
It was not a good, that was long after the stuff with even the Justice League stuff.
This was a long-winded preamble to me saying, for a boring character, Robert Pattinson is perfectly serviceable. He'll look good in the costume. He'll look good kissing Vicky Vale or whatever he's going to do this time around. It's fine.
I spent a lot of time on Twitter after the news broke, and my favorite so far...
Just trying to heal.
Yeah, just trying to heal. No, my favorite tweet on here so far was this guy tweeted out. He said, Robert Pattinson did Twilight, and then he did a bunch of art house films where he was a dark, brooding character. So yes, he's going to be a very good Batman.
Yeah.
Because that's the roles that he was playing since Twilight.
Why can't there be a joy to being Batman?
There can.
Yeah.
Adam West did it.
Yeah.
So there can be. It's just that's not what we want out of Batman now.
Why not?
Because once Tim Burton, they let him out of his cage, and then everything was just downhill from there. Oh man, I don't know. I prefer. I do like both. I appreciate both. I just don't know if they can exist at the same time.
What, Batman being dark and brooding and enjoying being Batman?
Not,
they definitely can.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they exist in The Dark Knight Returns. That's a Batman that loves being Batman. He loves hurting people.
He is unleashed in that series.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, and if you haven't seen that, that's of course the 80s comic that came out in the 80s.
Was it the 80s or the 90s?
80s.
Yeah.
Late 80s, I believe. But it's an iconic one. It's where older Batman comes back.
He's about 50.
Yeah, and he just like doesn't give a crap. He's just out there just killing people.
One thing about that, as far as the character is concerned, running commentary. Always thinking. You're inside Batman's head, which is what can make Batman very compelling.
That's the best way to do Batman. I'm curious about that, if they could do that on the big screen, why they haven't tried that yet. Because some of the best Batman is like I remember when Rebirth, the comic series finally happened, and we both read the first few comics of the Batman that came out
Yeah.
And
I followed that series for a long time.
Yeah, and I'll never forget what you said about that particular issue. You said this is the most Batman ever. Like this is the most Batman's been in the comics for a while.
Yes.
Because he's always he's talking his way. He's talking to Alfred and he's talking to himself.
Yeah.
And he's basically preparing to die.
Yeah.
And
I think he's preparing to die, and like Alfred's like, "You want me to call Superman?
Yeah.
Like this would be pretty easy for Superman." He's like, "I got this. I'm gonna die, but I got
Yeah.
this."
He will die before he asks for help.
And like part of it, like he was trying to save a jetliner.
Yes, it was crashing.
Yeah, and he ejected he ejected out of the Batmobile high enough to intercept, and he was holding on to it, and he still had his chair, so he yanked one of the chemical rockets off of the ejector seat and put it onto the plane.
To steer it in one direction. But I just like the whole commentary of him talking to Alfred through that whole thing. He's like, because he's constantly thinking about the next move and what has to be done.
Yeah,
and that's he's a tactician like that. It was good. I liked it.
It also had pathos because he was asking Alfred if he did well.
Right.
He wanted to know if Batman was a life well spent.
So, I guess we're both agreeing that
Right.
for one, we can't pass judgment too much on Robert Pattinson because he hasn't done the role yet. But I'm anticipating him doing very well.
I mean, he was fine as Cedric Diggory.
Who's Cedric Diggory?
You wouldn't understand. He's from Harry Potter.
Was he in Harry Potter?
Yeah, he's my favorite one, number 4.
Oh. I've seen only the first movie, and I've not read none of the books.
Really?
Yeah.
Why didn't you watch the rest of the movies? Did you not like that one?
I don't like Harry Potter.
Why?
I actively dislike it.
The first 2 Harry Potters are difficult to get through because the kids just weren't great yet.
Yeah. A little while.
And the last ones are just, they're sluggish and actually, starting with 5, they get bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that's the Half-Blood Prince.
Okay.
And then year 7 is broken up into 2 different movies, and that's Harry Potter and the Incredibly Long Camping Trip, where Harry and the gang, they have to go and find these things called Horcruxes. Because basically Lord Voldemort is immortal because his soul isn't with his body. It's in 7 different pieces. And Harry and the gang are like, well, we have to go find them. I guess we'll strike it out into the wilderness.
Fun.
I mean, normally you would look for clues.
Sure.
You know,
have a direction in which you're going, figure something out.
Like like Hermione is like really smart, and she knows how to even steal books from the library, let alone being very good at navigating it.
Okay.
So she might like look for totems that items of power like Aladdin's lamp and stuff like that. His Horcruxes have a tendency to be like items of power.
Gotcha.
And so like that would have been an easy like. What seems like a Horcrux? Is there a way to create a potion that would allow my eyes to see the magical emanations of a Horcrux? Could I use the divine to look into a crystal ball? Nope. Harry Potter and the Incredibly Long Camping Trip.
Sounds like a fun trip.
It really was.
Okay, now we're finally gonna get to the
the meat and potatoes. You're
something that we got.
So happy to talk.
The Endgame being a kids movie.
Endgame being a kids movie.
Yep. So we had.
How are we doing on time? Because we're
at 40 minutes.
We're at 40 minutes now. Okay. This might be the last thing. You sure you don't want to talk about Game of Thrones instead? Something a little more topical.
We're going to talk about both of these things.
Okay.
Because you're going to lose this argument really quick.
Why?
Because you're wrong.
No, I'm right.
Nope.
You have proof that your opinion is correct.
I have other people who share the opinion.
How many?
With me. What did I do with it? It's on my page, it's on my timeline. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's get in. Let's introduce the topic real quick. So Zach and I were arguing over in a group chat about whether Endgame was a kids movie or not, which it's clearly not.
It's for kids.
It's right there on the label. It's a PG-13 movie.
Nobody cares if something's PG-13. There's porn on YouTube.
There are a lot of parents who do care. There are a ton of them.
I just want to remind everybody we're talking about the movie where the Hulk does the dab and Ant-Man pees his pants.
Correct.
That highly sophisticated movie.
Oh, there's plenty. Are you saying the movie Basketball is a kids movie because it's got potty humor?
No, I'm saying it's an adult movie because they say the F word a lot.
That's another thing that happens in it. But my point was that its target audience wasn't just kids. It's anyone from well, they would say 13 and up.
They do this a lot with movies. They have kids movies that anybody can enjoy. There are lots of kids movies that anybody should be able to enjoy.
There's a difference between a movie targeted at everybody and a movie that is a kids movie that also has some jokes for adults.
Well, I mean, this has got superheroes in it.
Correct.
Which they're
the average age of comic book readers
they're inherently silly.
At least 20.
No,
at least.
It's older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Supports my argument.
Right, but they're not the ones buying the $7 toys at Walmart.
I disagree.
Or the
that's not true.
Or the Happy Meals.
You buy action figures.
I very rarely buy the little $7 ones. I usually get like the Marvel Select or something like that.
But you buy them.
Yeah, the $20 ones that are obviously for collectors.
Collectors of all ages, you might say.
If they got $20, which
Yeah.
most kids are just going to spend on a Fortnite. Which, by the way, there was an ad for Fortnite in this movie.
It's true. That's true. I'm not saying that it's not for kids.
Yeah.
I'm saying that its target audience is much broader than that, and there's no way you can disagree with that.
It's a kids movie that anybody can enjoy.
Wrong.
What makes it not a kids movie?
The beheading, possibly. What else? Someone actually gave me some examples. So anyway,
There's beheading in a Star Wars movie.
Which one? Episode
3.
3? Okay. Also not a kids movie.
It's Star Wars. It's for the kids.
We've been through this before too. It is not. It is not. Star Wars more so.
It's the goofy.
Star Wars more
it's
so.
It's the goofy alien movie
about
with laser swords.
You're talking about the movie. So and I'll, actually here's the story. Right.
He uses the Force to lift a rock.
How many years? What does that matter?
It's silly. It's a silly thing.
That doesn't make it for kids.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's silly.
No, it doesn't. How? Just because something... Okay, so what your argument is, for something to be an adult movie, something to be made for targeted audiences, there cannot be any magic. There cannot be any lightsabers. There cannot be no laser swords.
The laser sword
Nothing
is pretty
fantastical.
silly.
The only thing that adults should be watching is porn and dramas.
No, not at all. Sci-fi, for example. Sci-fi is an excellent genre for adults.
Which is sometimes fantastical. You said it's silly.
No. See, Star Wars isn't sci-fi.
Okay.
Okay,
so
your average episode of Star Trek is for adults.
Here's
Terminator is for adults.
Terminator is for adults. It's also rated R.
Yeah. And you know what Endgame isn't?
It's rated PG-13.
Oh boy.
There are 2 ratings below that are supposed to be considered kid-friendly.
Yeah. One of which doesn't exist anymore.
What, G doesn't?
Yeah, there's pretty much no G. Nothing qualifies for G anymore, except for the stuff that you were showing me yesterday. You're like, these are kids' movies, and it was like Nancy Drew in like a Scooby-Doo movie.
I Googled it.
I Googled it too. You know what I found under kids' movies?
That was a different list. That was
found
not the right list.
It's Chapter 2 as Kids Movies 2019.
Okay, so we got 2 references here.
All right.
I went on Facebook and asked my friends if they thought that Endgame was a kids movie. I also did a Twitter poll. And the Twitter poll, I had 4 options about Endgame. It's mostly a kids movie. Target audience is 13 plus. It's an action movie. It's a drama. Mm-hmm. Not the best option, but those are the options I provided. Mm-hmm. And 100%, only 4 votes, but 100% was target audience, everyone 13 plus.
That's an incredibly small voting pool.
It is. But it's what I got.
Yeah. So that's not proof.
Okay. I'm not saying it's proof.
You just said I was going to be proven wrong.
It's not proof that it is undeniably the absolute truth. But what it is...
Some people agree with you, because some people don't want to admit that superheroes are inherently
We have a small
silly.
sample size. The sample size so far, we have everyone agreeing with me so far, and no one agrees with you so far.
So let me see the question that you posed on Facebook.
It's right here. It says, I need help settling a dispute. Is Avengers End Game primarily a kids movie? This is not a question about whether or not you should take a kid to the movie, but about what category the movie fits into.
Okay, that's a fair
So
question.
I did not slant it. I didn't tell people which way I was
Yeah,
on it.
that's a very fair question.
All right.
You got 10 comments.
Yes, I got 10 comments. You said you had something specifically to say about our first comment. I didn't say. I told them I was not going to use their names unless they want me to. So a friend of ours said that there's a lot of adult themes in there: loss, love, sacrifice, etc. If it didn't have superheroes in it, but was about cops versus robbers or something, I don't think anyone would take kids to see it.
Right. The thing about it is that a lot of those same themes are in the best kids movies.
Yep.
Like in The Lion King, we straight up see Mufasa's corpse. Spoilers, I don't know who's waiting for the new one. But yeah, I mean, this stuff happens in kids movies.
Sure.
Kids movies are not without emotional impact. They're not without loss. They're not without drama. They're not without death.
Yeah.
The best kids movies highlight these things in order to have a didactic narrative.
No, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And
so too does Endgame.
Sure.
In a much sillier way than
Another friend of ours said, I don't see it as a kids movie. You could take kids for sure, but it's more mature and way longer, more attention span than most Marvel movies.
Way longer, that's just an excuse to keep your kids inside the air conditioning.
Mm-hmm. That was just a question. I think they're trying to figure out. I don't know if that means anything. He just asked if it was like Cinderella. I said sure.
Cinderella is doofier. I'll say that.
This one might be.
It's been a little bit too much on the mice.
This one might be the first vote in your favor. It says, it does have a talking raccoon and tree.
Because superheroes are inherently silly.
Yeah.
There's spandex wearing.
So is a murdering
pretend cops.
A murdering doll, which is something that's being remade again. Is
Child's Play.
Child's Play. That's the movie. That's
Yeah.
being remade. That's silly as hell.
A lot of kids.
Not a kid movie.
A lot of kids love that movie.
They shouldn't. Those are just bad parents.
Wow.
No, I'll put it out there. I don't care. Okay. Endgame is a movie for anyone who has watched at least 50% of the MCU films, regardless of age.
Okay, pretty much everything starting with Avengers Age of Ultron was marketed towards kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you why. Because that's the one where they stopped killing people. Mm-hmm. They very specific, they have two scenes. One where Iron Man has a multi-target shooting array. He can shoot darts at people, and he hits them all, and then he's like, that was fun, and you can see them all writhing in pain, and one of them even gets a line. Yeah. It's like, no, it wasn't. And then the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, becomes Bruce Banner again, and Thor is like, oh man, you hurt so many people. And then he's like, oh man, I hurt people. And then Thor was like, but oh, wait. I'm going to say for the record, you didn't kill anybody. Just like when we turned all of the Foot Clan ninjas to robots for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday cartoon.
Wait, when did you say they stopped killing people?
They stopped killing people in Age of Ultron.
Actually, that's not true. Not because it was after that was Civil War, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Civil War, the whole premise of that was they killed a bunch of people, innocent people, in that movie. Mm-hmm. So they may have not killed people in that movie.
Well, the villain always kills people, and Bucky was the villain.
No, that was the whole problem. That's the reason for the Accords, was that Wanda killed people. You don't see them die.
Yeah.
But it's clear she killed innocent people.
Okay. A murder is no longer the tool of the heroes. Mm-hmm. It's an accident that happens or something that the villains use.
Yeah, collateral damage.
Yeah.
Okay, someone else. He said that I consider the movie as a fantasy action movie for Marvel fans and for families to enjoy. But for the record, my 4-year-old and 5-year-old didn't seem to be interested in it. Another friend of ours, only movie that Cap is cussing like a sailor, so I would say no.
What did he say? Did he say ass? Is that the...
No, I think he said something else too, but that's the one I remember.
He said...
America's ass.
No.
Next. It's PG-13, so you have to be 13 or have a parent or guardian with you.
I don't even know if those rules are enforced by the theaters anymore. I know they're still...
The rated R,
they're still careful. They're still careful with the R.
Yeah.
For some reason.
But that's supposed to be the guidelines that the movie theater is supposed to follow.
PG-13 movies tend to be way more violent.
Why do you keep fiddling with the thing that can turn off your microphone?
I'm not gonna.
It's making me nervous.
I'm fiddling with this part back here.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So based upon a sample size
Small
of
sample size.
approximately 16 people who agree with you, you're trying to prove an opinion.
Well,
With a very small sample size.
the majority of our society thinks murder is bad. If they didn't, that would be an issue.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying necessarily that it's right or wrong, but maybe for this particular society that we live in, most people would agree with me.
That Avengers End Game is not a kids movie.
You keep rephrasing it incorrectly. I've never made the argument that it's not a kids movie. I said that it's not categorized as primarily a kids movie. Kids can definitely see it. I don't think that. And here's my main argument. I think this makes the most sense. They've been putting out these Marvel movies for how many years? At least 10. So people who may have started watching it when they were 8 years old are now 18.
Which they were far more mature 10 years ago.
What were the movies?
Yes.
You're talking the very first one. You're talking about Iron Man.
Yes.
You're saying that is less of a kids movie than Endgame.
Definitely. By far.
That is wrong. That is flatly false.
Iron Man straight up kills people and has lots of sex. And drinks the whole way through. He's got a hangover in like half the scenes.
Yeah, but it's a kind of a story about redemption and finding your way. He actually finds himself to being a good guy.
That's great kids movie stuff.
Right.
The sex and violence isn't.
There's violence in all of the movies.
Yes, but the heroes stop killing people on purpose.
They don't stop. I just proved that was only on one movie. The next movie they kill people.
No. I said on purpose.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's either an accident or the villains do it.
Okay.
And that's standard kids movie stuff.
Okay. There's definitely an increased amount of cussing through the entire thing in the movie. Okay. These movies also have different directors, so there's going to be variation throughout them.
Jon Favreau worked on Endgame.
Sure. Yeah, and he worked on some of the early ones. We're never going to agree on this, so we might as well just move on. But I had more people in my corner, so there.
Okay. I'll go and find my own.
Do it.
Because you can find anybody with any kind of slant that you want.
I didn't seek them out. I just put it out on Facebook and Twitter. I did not tell people to go, hey, please answer this question in my favor. I just surveyed. I just sent it out there and let them answer however they wanted to. I was as fair as I could be.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
All right.
Yeah.
So next topic. You want to talk about Game of Thrones?
I do want to talk about
the
Game of
last
Thrones.
episode ever
Tonight, and people are upset with the most recent one.
Yeah, because of some actions of one Daenerys Targaryen.
Not only that, but one of the criticisms I got was how the yellow dragon died.
Oh, he got shot?
Yeah, because they have this new piece of technology called the Scorpion, which, if you know anything about ancient warfare, it's not a Scorpion. It's just about ballista. But basically, it's the big crossbow.
Was that in that episode, or was it the episode before?
Maybe it was the episode before. I'm not sure. But people don't like season 8 in general.
Right. No, and there's the best thing that I saw this that makes the most sense, that describes this season, is this season feels like the whole thing, like from season 1 to season 8, it feels like a D&D campaign, and in season 8 you found out your DM is moving away to another city, and so they're trying to rush and wrap up all the stuff before it ends. That's exactly what it feels like.
The criticism that I wanted to bring up about the dragon, though, is I saw somebody was talking about, I guess the Scorpions are rapid fire anti-aircraft weaponry now, because they took out the dragon, and they were talking about and they have like heat-seeking spears. They shot like 20 things. They shot
a lot of those.
Yeah. And so they got a bunch of chances.
Yeah.
And they also the thing is, there was one volley and then there was another volley. You can very clearly see that they shot one, and half of them didn't shoot, and then the other ones shot.
Right.
And that's how you get rapid fire. That's how it's always been.
And they reload them pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it's not difficult to become good at firing a bow.
Right.
Like, you just
not
have
even a bow, a crossbow.
Yeah, well, you just have to learn how much the spear is going to drop.
Right.
You get used to it.
Right. And they have a lot of them. They had a lot of them to practice with.
That said, last week's episode was stupid.
I actually liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah, for the most part. The only thing that really got on my nerves was that none of Cersei's enemies got to kill her, like in front of her with a knife.
Uh-huh.
Like no one got to see her and look her in the eye and kill her. She got killed by rubble.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating. It's not a satisfying way for her to die because she's like the biggest thorn, like in wrestling, for example. Not that I've been watching wrestling, but what they do very well in wrestling is they love creating these characters that you love to hate.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually what happens is after
the heel, they call them.
Yeah, the heel. Yeah, after months and months and months of this heel being such a pain.
And winning matches is
Right,
the other thing. You
right.
see him succeed over and over.
What finally happens is you have your protagonist eventually,
often an underdog, possibly just getting back from an injury.
right, gets hit, that heel gets his comeuppance. That protagonist takes care of it, and it's so satisfying. And we just didn't get that with Cersei's death. It's like they filmed like she. It's like she had an availability of like a week, and they filmed all of her scenes in that tower,
one room.
In one room,
Yeah.
drinking wine.
I was scratching my head with the whole Arya thing, killing the Night King.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see Arya kill her. I wanted to see her finish the list.
That gave me an anxiety that was good. There's some tension in seeing whether Arya was going to figure that out or not.
Yeah.
Because I was like, she's going to make it there, and we all think she's so badass, and she's going to get killed by Cersei. Like I got worried.
No, that was excellent.
Yeah,
well,
that's a good thing for that show to do.
But what we got instead of any kind of payoff was literally a minute and a half of Arya Stark, horse whisperer.
Correct.
What was that scene?
The end with the horse?
Yeah, she's just like, everyone was blown up around me because I thought it would be better to run through the dragon-ridden streets than to take shelter. And I led a lot of people to their death, but don't worry, a horse and I survived, and thus we have a connection.
I liked some of that. So I liked that.
Why was that scene? It should have been her getting on a horse and running away as fast as she could.
Well, that was the thing, is that the dragon kept coming back, and there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of buildings crumbling, and so there's really nowhere to take shelter. And that's what she was telling them, those people, is like, we have to keep moving, you have to keep running. And what sucked, and I think was a lesson kind of for her, was maybe I don't know, that's something, she's not a leader. She's not really a leader.
Yeah.
And maybe that advice was good for her because she is very fast and nimble.
It's not good for anybody.
Is to keep moving?
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that, just take shelter?
Yeah.
In the buildings that are crumbling down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
you're probably right because you can't get the fire can't get you.
Yeah. You just need to find a big sturdy table that will create void space.
Yeah.
So that when the building comes down, the weight doesn't come down on you.
There is a reason why they tell you to get in a bathtub when there's a tornado.
Exactly.
So that was a really painful thing to see, but that's partly what you get out of Game of Thrones. It's a lot of pain and regret.
Sure.
And a lot of emotions that come out of it. And it was super sad because she was trying to help those people.
But if that's the point.
Yeah.
If that's the point, that minute and a half could have been much better spent with her being like, what have I done? Covered in their blood.
She has no time for that shit.
You know what she had time for? A minute and a half of dressage, which is the art of horse dancing.
There's dressage, sir.
Dressage, you're right.
That's the line from
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, and they got horse dancing? And he's like, that is dressage, madam, or whatever it was. It's close enough.
Yeah.
But no.
So why didn't she just learn her lesson instead of having artsy horse time?
Well,
I know I'm a little fixated on it, but it was jarring to me.
One theory that I saw published right after the episode was that people thought it may have been a biblical thing because of the pale horse and the what is that? What book is that?
Isn't the pale horse an allusion to the devil?
It's one of the horsemen of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them is riding a pale horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the pale horse of death.
I think so. Yeah, so that was some people were alluding to maybe that.
No.
It didn't seem that seems like a kind of a stretch to me.
It seems like a whole bunch of nothing.
Well, you know what? Maybe she's just a really cool horse
Maybe
lady.
she's an all-American girl.
Yeah, you got it. Nailed it.
Now, as far as Daenerys is concerned and her actions, called it.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
We've been alluding to this forever.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Everyone loved that she was freeing slaves and doing all this other stuff, but she is heartless in certain ways. Like she's been so zeroed in and focused on the Iron Throne. That's all she ever talks about, and she'll do it by any means possible. And she's got all this vengeance in her heart, and she's been her allies that she thought she had turned their back on her and betrayed her. So she's feeling very alone, isolated. She did what people who have her genes do, and they went mad.
Yeah.
So
now I won't say that she's heartless. What I will
she has heart.
I say that she believes that her personal sense of morality is 100% correct, and it is not up for debate.
Right.
She always believes herself to be right beyond reproach.
Right.
And that is a huge problem.
Yes. And the thing is, she's gotten support in this.
Yes.
You know, she there's people that follow her, and and with any person with that much power, anyone in a leadership role that is that gets that much support when they make a decisions and they support her no matter what she does, that can get to your head. I mean, it's one of the things that we see in storytelling a lot these days. You know, power can corrupt.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah. So I didn't have a real problem with that.
Yeah.
Varys.
I thought of you as soon as Varys' fate. Yeah.
Talking about Varys. So like
that must have been so sad for you.
Pretty major character. Decision to kill him came up like a little suddenly, and his summary execution was boo. Sad look from
Tyrion.
Sad look from Tyrion, and that's it. No special plot to save him. No, the spy master had no tricks up his sleeves. Just boom, sad, done.
It seemed
that's a wrap on Varys.
To me,
good work, everybody.
To me, that's kind of the emotion that people are feeling about a lot of these characters' deaths. Is that because we have to rush everything because there are only 6 damn episodes in this last season. It should have been a full 10, 12 episodes. They shouldn't have done this. They should have milked it a little more. Because why wouldn't they? I don't understand. The only reason I can think of is maybe enough of these actors have signed on for other projects that they had a timetable. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
That's possible. But I mean, with a series that is in its own way irregular, as far as formatting, as far as how many episodes per season and stuff like that, they could have. You know what? I balk almost every time when a series is like, oh, we'll do a wrap up movie. Game of Thrones lends itself to the format.
Right.
It would have been perfect.
On a network that mostly just shows movies.
It's called home box office.
Right.
That's what HBO stands for.
So,
it turns out, this shit just ain't that hard. I say it all.
I'm a little frustrated with this last season. I'm not hating it. I think that no matter how they would have ended it, it would have been frustrating no matter what, because you're seeing a lot of these characters that you've fallen for. They're killing them left and right. It feels rushed, but it's still, in every other way, I think that it's still a quality show. I think especially this last episode, the special effects alone were amazing.
I didn't notice anything.
All of the destruction of King's Landing was pretty much CG.
Well, yeah,
I thought
just
that was
like
really impressive.
The best CG is the stuff you don't notice.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like a real city getting destroyed by a dragon.
There's like pretty much every episode has had something kind of stupid in it.
Yeah.
So tonight's the last one, huh?
The last episode ever.
Last episode ever.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've seen a lot of people putting out there that are really wondering whether Daenerys is going to die or not. But I mean, that's what they're building up to. Some people think they might be building up to a Sansa and Daenerys face-off because they're a little catty towards each other.
Not a whole lot of time for something like that.
Right. There is not a lot of time for anything.
Did Dalish get killed? They shot him right then and there?
Are you talking about Littlefinger?
Yeah.
I know he's dead. I can't remember when or why.
Okay, because I was wondering if like the Knights of the Vale or something could help out Sansa.
Just come in? Nah, I got it.
Were you there when I
don't even know who's in charge of that anymore. Who's leading the Vale?
It must fall to her nephew's advisors.
I thought because her nephew's dead too, right?
Or is that her cousin? That's her cousin.
It's Sansa's cousin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's messed up, but he has advisors.
I thought he died.
Did he? No, I don't think so.
Okay, he's probably still alive.
All right. There's not a lot of time for unless they're just going to be like, oh, Sansa rides the dire wolf, Daenerys rides the dragon, wolf versus dragon.
I finally saw a big chunk of Rampage, and for some reason,
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, it would be funny if the dire wolf just give him some super serum, and can fight the dragon.
I mean,
that'd be fun.
This might be the time for Bran to start using his powers for something.
Do something.
That's
one of the most frustrating things. I understand he doesn't have much of a personality anymore, but he's got powers, and his main interest, I think, is just preserving the history of Westeros. But like, come on. Come on. Do something.
I was actually thinking about that. Don't books still do that better?
Yeah, but I think he has the complete history, even stuff that's not written.
Sure. So why doesn't he write them so that people?
He's a cripple. He can't write anymore.
He can use his hands. No, like if he wrote a book, then that book could be copied, and then everybody could read it.
If they taught Hodor how to write, could he write more than just his name? Probably.
I am going to guess yes. I don't know. He had a psychic time seizure.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, there's no telling.
There's no telling what that really does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we need to stop. We'll save Jackie Chan for next time.
Well, yeah.
I know I say that often.
We'll save Jackie Chan for next time.
Yes.
We could just real quick.
What? How long?
We're pretty much done.
How long have we been going?
About an hour.
We should stop.
Okay. I just wanted to bring about.
You just wanted to bring about change in the Middle East.
So this is Die. This is the 5th printing. This is a comic that's caught fire. People are really interested in liking it. I was told that it was picked up for like a movie or TV show option. I could not find proof of that.
Oh, there are lots of like publishers and studios that they create stuff specifically to get picked up by Netflix.
Sure. I just couldn't find any proof of it. But it's supposed to be the best way I've seen it. This book explained is that it's basically Gothic Jumanji. So it's like a D&D game that they go into the game at some point. The dice are magical or something. But they come back. The DM is apparently not the DM, and they're adults. It's kind of like It in a way, like that, because you see them as adults and they start talking about in the past what happened. Did you just hurt yourself?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I got a big zit right on a nerve on my shoulder, and it hurt me when I hit it. Oh God, it's radiating down my arm. It's so painful.
The art's pretty cool.
Very distracting. The art definitely has a style. It's very soft. It's got this almost watercolor kind of, or like oil paint kind of design to it.
Next episode of the WarPod, I do want to talk about comics more. I went and picked up a few.
I'm still in pain.
But I wanted to, maybe I'll probably read this one between now and then we can talk about this more. But yeah, comics. We don't talk about comics very much in this show. I'd like to do a little more of that.
We used to do a featurette called Zach Bags and Boards' Comics, but that got canceled.
Yeah, and I can't do it because all my books when I buy them, they just bag and board them for me.
You can ask them not to.
I could, but I like them.
Do they charge you?
Nope.
Really?
They do not charge me.
Oh, it's $0.25 at my place.
Yeah, I know how it works at your place.
I can't get the board back in. I should have put the comic in last. I got cocky. That's what I did.
That's all right.
Okay, so.
That's a little preview for next episode.
Here's
how
I want to end the show. I want you to take that Batman doll, the one with the cloth goods cape, and I want you to just eat all that animal hair.
Eat it?
Just eat it.
I'm gonna get sick.
You really are. There's no telling. They might have a sugar glider.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like they literally would have had to like comb the dog with Batman.
It was your idea. You eat it.
No, my shoulder!